go to github.com and sign up for a new account. Okay, I signed up for my account and now I'm going to log in. In the upper left-hand corner, there's that button, Create Repository. You want to click on that. And I named my account aiseo Visibility. And now I need to name the repository. What you need to know in advance is the name I gave the account will be on every URL of each and every repository that you create. So you'll want to think it through before, naming your repository or before naming your account name and each and every repository that you create from that point forward. And then you'll want to write a description about your company and what you do. Now, you have to choose your visibility. You can have it private. You'll need to go back into settings to make it public when you're ready for AI bots to crawl. This is public information. You don't want to put private information unless you're not going to have AI bots crawl it. You can always use it for private purposes as well and store information within GitHub. So go ahead and click on Create Repository. And this is the first thing you're going to see. The command line, you can just ignore all that because that's above most of people, unless you're a developer. You can rename your repository, or if you scroll all the way down, that's how you will either change visibility to public or private, or you can actually delete the repository if you want to. Now, if you click on code in the upper left-hand corner, that's where all your files will be. Now, if you can either create a new file or you can upload an existing file. So with the aiseo Visibility Hub software, you can download the files and save them on your computer and then upload them to GitHub. Or you can click on Create a New File, or you can click on README. Let's start out with the README file so I can show you that, because the description that you put in initially will be automatically added to your README file. You can add an unlimited amount of information in your README file. It should be comprised of links, data, and descriptions, the services you provide, the products, your service areas, your areas of expertise. Everything about you should be in the README files. And then when you go to save, that button to the far right, commit, that's the save button. So it's confusing because it's really for developers. So if you click on the code button in the upper left, you'll see all the files. You just created that README file, and I'm going to edit that URL. So the aiseo Visibility Hub is the software, and the aiseo-visibility.com is the services. So save that. Now that's right. So now I'm in the aiseo Visibility Hub software, and I'm going to enter my API key. You know what? I'm just going to skip that because I'm not going to really generate content. What I'm going to do is show you how to do a few things, and you don't have to use an API key just to use the software, but you do need to put in a title or keywords or a subject or topic and generate titles. With this button, you don't need the API key to generate titles. With AI. Obviously you do, but we're just going to do the generic for now. So once you click on a title, you'll get to the platform. And if you go down to the bottom right, there's the README file. You click on that, and then you'll have the template. So rather than boring you and watching me fill out schema so it'll automatically fill out this template, or have you watch me fill it out, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy it and go back into GitHub and paste. And then I'm going to commit my changes, which is saving. So now you can see the difference. This is what I got from the software. So it'll have all the information, the service areas, the organization information, all the links. Everything you add will be added in this README file so that the AI bots can know everything there is to know about your business. Okay. So if you ever want to edit, you just, let's move this screen over a little bit. You click on the button to edit. And then once you make a change, then you can commit the changes, which is saving. So let's go back to the software and create an LLM file. But when you fill out the schema above, which is under where you put the API key in, you just click this little tab here and it opens. So this is all your business information. If you have several locations, you can add a location or not. All your business details, social proof, all your links to all your profiles and networks, and any links that you want AI to say this is the same person or entity will be in there. So you fill out all that information. And then you come back down and click Enhance with AI, as long as you have the API key for the OpenAI, and it will take this or your Custom GPT or your AI assistant that you want to use. When you enhance with AI, it will automatically fill this out with all of your information. But for now, what I'm going to do is just copy the template and create an LLM text file within GitHub. So you can see how to create new files. So you click on the upper left-hand corner under Code. Again, this was designed for developers, but AI bots crawl this like they crawl Wikipedia, so it's pretty important. So to add a file, you look for the Add File button. And you can either upload a file. If I saved it to my computer, I can upload it. But what I'm going to do so that I can show you how to create folders within GitHub, I'm going to create a new file. And then I'm going to call it my LLM.txt file. Now, if I save it like that, paste in the content, and I'll just save it like that just to show you. So now the two files we have in here are the README file and the LLM file. Now, this is for LLMs, which are the large language models. Now, if you want to create folders, all you have to do is go in to edit the file and say, I want this file in the AI data folder or the schema folder, but this is just a text file. So I'm going to name it AI content. And then you put a / and you just created a folder. So you commit those changes. And now, when you click on the upper left to code, you'll see you have the AI content folder and the README file. So if you click on AI content, you'll see the LLM folder that you just created. Okay, so that's how you create a folder. You just rename the document with the folder name with a / in front of it, and then you'll be able to build out your folders. Now, what else do we want to do? A sitemap. We don't have anything really to add to it yet, but you will want to when you add all these schema files. See, we have the, all the organization files, the FAQs, information about your website, your about page, products, services. Schema Speakable is the voice search. Like you ask Siri, a question, where's the best place to do this or that in this area? Or locations, they'll have all your locations. The service areas, the licensing information is important. That gives AI bots trust. Your team, reviews, awards and mentions also does give the AI trust. Your case studies and help articles. What you'll want to do is you'll want to take your blogs and, repurpose them into help articles. And your blog summaries you'll want to have, because AI bots don't want to read huge blogs. They just want to read the summaries, and so they can talk about it. They want to know just enough, I guess. You'll also want the robot file, which is here. Let's go ahead and add a robot file so that all the bots have permission to crawl. So let's just copy that, and we'll go back to GitHub, go back to code, and add a file. I'm just going to create a new file, and I'm going to keep it in the main directory. And I'm just going to copy and paste that in there and commit changes. So now you have an AI content folder that you can upload a lot. You have your README and your robot. But let's say you don't want your LLM in the AI content folder. What you do is you go back and edit it, and you go up to the name, and you just go backwards and delete AI content folder. And if there's other things in the AI content folder, they'll remain in that folder, but the LLM will go back to the main directory. Let's go back to code, and you'll see that the AI data directory was deleted because there's nothing in it, but anything you want to put in that directory, you can. So let's do this. Let's go back to the aiseo Visibility Hub and create some case studies. Okay. Let's say that we created a bunch of case studies, and let's copy that. Let's go back to GitHub and add a file. And I didn't download it, so I'm just going to create a new file. And I'm going to put it in a schema directory. So I typed schema and then / now case studies. So now when we go back to code, which is the main folder, you'll see we have the schema folder with case studies. Then you can go back to help articles and copy that after you fill it out, of course, and create a new file. You can be in this folder, the schema folder, when you create. Articles. And now you're building out your schema, and you have your main files. You'll have your sitemap within your main files, and you'll have all your organization data and everything else. Let me give you an example from a client. So we are in a client file. This is all public information. They have like 37 keywords they want to target. What we did was we have FAQ schemas. These are all in JSON files. And they will also qualify for snippets. So this is what a JSON file looks like. And then in LLM data, these are YAML files. So that's what a YAML file looks like. And then under locations, there's a folder for locations, and then there's 3 folders for the 3 locations. And then you go in there, and there's the location file. The organization information is anyways, that's the way this one was built out. Let's look at another one. And again, I don't mind showing you this because it's all public information. But see, it has under schemas, there's the awards, case studies, FAQs, help articles, locations, organization, all the, important things that bots need to know. So under this attorney has all sorts of, help articles in markdown language. He didn't have all this on his website. We built it out for him. And then under the FAQs, we built them out in JSON. So let's just see what that looks like. So we built them out individually with a name as the file name. And then they are question and answer sets that will qualify for snippets because they're short and to the point. So Google and other search engines could pick these up in the AI overviews. And when somebody asks a question, if it's relevant. So getting back to the aiseo Visibility Hub software, you can create your own custom GPT and your own AI assistants. The custom GPTs, bots will actually crawl, so you'll want to add that URL to your sitemap. So you'll also want to keep in mind not to upload any proprietary information that you don't want, AI bots to be talking about. Your personalized AI assistants, you can have several of them to where each of them are experts in different areas for you so that when you fill out your information, You have all your schema data information. It'll pull that into everything as it publishes, but it'll write articles and everything else. But we talked about GitHub today. And if you have questions about any of these other platforms for medical and legal and research, and most of these are for everybody. There are some for medical and legal and research. If you're not in Wikipedia, you'll want to get into publishing a Wikidata page, because when you submit a request to Wikipedia, it could take a few weeks and it could be denied if you don't have enough information or you don't qualify or for whatever reason. But when you do Wikidata, you don't have to get approved. So you can publish in Wikidata, and that's also a trusted source. So you could go in and fill it out, have your AI fill it out. You can have ChatGPT fill it out if all you have is an API key. And then you go in and you edit and make sure that you put as much information in here as possible. And then you just save the changes. So, then you just save the changes. You can copy it. You can save as any of these formats. You can connect to the platform, copy and paste directly on the platform, or you can publish and create webhooks through Zapier, Make, or Late Node. Not everyone knows about Late Node. It's definitely more cost effective than the others. You just need to go in there and create a webhook, and then when you publish in the different platforms, you'll be able to connect right to it. So with that, I will close. And if you have any questions about any other specific platforms, I'll be more than happy to walk you through it. Thank you so much.